Good morning, happy Monday. Welcome to class, everyone. I want to welcome in this new week with you guys. New week, new year, all of that jazz. So today is, as usual, we're going to roll through a grounding meditation and then roll through a 60-minute movement practice and end with a nice long Savasana final relaxation pose. So everything that I lead you through, everything that I say is an invitation, not a command. So just let yourself feel it without any pressure to have it look any certain type of way. My intention is that you leave this class feeling better in your body than you did when you walked in, when you started. So with that in mind, let's just take a moment to ground down and become present. Well, it's something I wanted to mention too. So before class, generally try to practice on an empty stomach, just drinking water and a little bit of tea. It's a little cold today. Tea would be nice. Coffee would kind of be crazy, I think. But probably want to avoid eating right before class because it makes bending and twisting that much more difficult. And uncomfortable. Let's start as we always do in a comfortable seated position. Hands come to rest on the lap. Either, make sure nothing rings. Either palms down to ground down or palms up to give and receive energy. And to see how you feel today. You can allow the eyes to close if that's comfortable, or gently lower to the ground with a soft gaze if it's not. We'll take 3 cleansing breaths. In through the nose, shoulders rise up towards the ears, and out through the mouth with an audible sigh. Let the shoulders drop down. Just allow the breath to continue in and out through the nose if that's available. Returning to a normal paced breath. We'll take a moment here just to arrive. Let go of everything that came before and everything that's to come up after. And just become present to yourself here in this moment, here in this space. And begin to allow sounds into your awareness. Perhaps the singing of morning birds, passing traffic out the window. Maybe the ticking of a clock inside the room or the humming of a light. Whatever it is, just accepting it. Notice the temperature of the air on your skin. And feel the weight where your body makes contact with the ground below you. And the weight of your hands on your knees. And begin to scan your body as if passing through an X-ray machine, from head down towards toes. checking in for any places of tightness or sensitivity, any restlessness or fidgeting. Taking note to work into those spaces that call out to you for your attention throughout our practice here today. Notice energetically where you're at in this moment, scale of 1 to 10. 1 being exhausted, fatigued, ready to go to bed. 10 being so full of energy it's hard to sit still. And shift the awareness to the breath. No need to change it, just observe inhalations and exhalations. And whatever space is in between. And shift the awareness once more up to the mind, allowing thoughts and emotions to naturally arise. And avoiding interacting with them. Like clouds passing in the sky, watch them pass. Just notice where your mind goes. What are the quality of the thoughts? Are you reminiscing in the past or predicting the future? Do they have a positive or a negative tilt to them? Not good or bad, not right or wrong, just something to notice where your mind goes given the space. We'll return the attention back down to the breath, this time actively expanding the breath into our Dirga Pranayama, our 3-part breathing. Beginning by exhaling out of the belly, pulling belly button in towards spine, deflate. And then inhale, fill the belly with air, expanding like a balloon. Exhale, release, pulling belly button in. Inhale, filling belly with air, and ribs expand on the sides. Exhale, release. Ribs collapse, belly deflates. Inhaling, belly fills, ribs expand, chest rises, air all the way up to the collarbones. Exhaling, chest lowers, ribs zip back in, and belly deflates. Inhaling like this, bottom to top. Exhaling, top to bottom. As slowly and deeply as you can. Allow space between top and bottom teeth. Tongue falls away from the roof of the mouth. A symbol of Rita Chitti, monkey mind. Just let the tongue relax away. Let the jaw relax, just the whole face heavy. And focus on the breath. And every time the mind wanders, return the attention to the breath. Using the breath as an anchor. One more round of this 3-part breath, Dirga Pranayama. And releasing any effort of this breath, returning to a natural pace. And just notice if anything has shifted for you. How do you feel? And in this space of calm, bring your hands to meet at heart center, palms pressed together in Anjali Mudra, thumbs pressing against sternum, no space between the fingers. And consider here setting an intention or a dedication for your practice. It might be the same one that you're setting for the whole month, for the whole year, or something new might inspire you today. We'll seal that intention with the sound of Om. First, a cleansing breath in through the nose. Sigh it out. Relax your hands down to your lap, chin drops towards chest. And then inhale, right ear rolls over towards right shoulder. Exhaling, chin to chest. And left ear rolls over towards left shoulder. Just allowing the head to roll side to side. Eyes can stay closed for this. And just allowing the space between ears and shoulders to expand. And the next time the right ear rolls over the right shoulder, keep it there. The right hand comes to land on top of the left side of the head. And left arm reaches away and then gently touches down. Just gently grazing the ground, reaching, stretching away. And just breathing fully here. Hello, hello, good morning. Is it normal if I sleep when I do yoga? Yes. Are you falling asleep during the meditation parts? It's very normal to fall asleep during Savasana. I mean, we're trying to stay awake and aware. But don't beat yourself up if you're falling asleep. It's probably because you needed some rest. Just got one more deep breath here. Release the hand down, chin drops towards chest. And left ear rolls over towards left shoulder. With the left ear over the left, or rather, yeah, left ear over the left shoulder. Left hand comes up to land on top of the head. We're not pulling down, just the weight is enough. And the right arm reaches away, stretching, stretching, and then gently touching down. Yeah, if you're doing yoga after a workout session, then it's more of like a recovery class, then yeah, I can imagine you probably burnt a lot of calories and energy just working out. So you don't take it easy. If you fall asleep, you might just need a nap. So here we're breathing. You might give a little nod to the head, a little like a nod yes, just to find where the best place on the neck is, the nicest place for a stretch is. We got one more deep breath here. Then releasing, chin rolls through chest, and head comes back up to normal. We're gonna roll out the shoulders, just rolling them forward. Really no wrong answers here. Rolling them back. Okay, I've got another movement for us for the neck. So I'm just going to go to the side to show you. And this is just to open up some different parts of the cervical spine. So the small little bones up here. So we're staying up tall, chest stays over hips. Chin drops towards chest, and then it's like you're scooping under. When you can't go any further, it starts to go up, like you're drawing a circle with the nose, all the way up. And then pull it back down. Under, forward, up and back. So we're just smoothing that out into one continuous motion. Shoulders stay relaxed, the rest of the body's totally still. And coming back to center. Okay, now we're going to reverse it. So the head goes up and back, and then forward like you're scooping with the chin. All the way down, and then pull the head back. Super slow, like moving through butter. Or maybe honey. So we're actively moving every vertebra in the neck and cervical spine. Signaling to the body it's time to lubricate those joints. We just got one more like this. And back in center. Okay. And then just to release some of that tension, just drop the ear left and right. Back to center, arms sweep up on the inhale. And exhaling, bend over to the right. Left arm reaches over. And the left arm leads, drawing a big circle in front of the body. Right arm follows all the way to the side bend on the other side. And big sweeps just like this. Inhaling as we rise. Exhaling as you sweep forward. No wrong answers with this. It doesn't have to look any type of way. You should just feel like you're stretching out your back, your rib cage. We're going to change directions, sweeping all the way over to the left. And then drawing a big circle. Right hand leads. Back to the middle. Bend in the elbows. Wave the hands. Then play piano. Just full range of motion, wiggling the fingers one side to the next. Flip the palms. Toss pizzas. Fingers are pressed back as far as they can go. We're just working on getting all the clicks and cracks out before we put any weight on them. And shake off water. Great. Bring the legs out in front. Spread and scrunch the toes. Roll out your ankles. Change directions, just waking up the lower legs. Bend in the knees. Bring the feet max distance apart. Just drop the knees side to side. Just waking up the hips. All right, and dropping the knees both over to the right. We'll come into a tabletop pose. Do that. All right, coming into our tabletop position. Hands below shoulders, knees below hips. Inhale, chest, shoulders, and hips rise for a cow pose. And exhale, rounding in the spine, chin tucks towards chest, belly button pulls up, cat pose. Inhaling through cow pose, dropping the belly, raising hips and chest. Exhaling through cat pose, chin tucks towards chest, rounding in the spine, really opening the space between the shoulder blades. So continuing like this at your own breath's pace, let the speed of your body inform the length, be informed by the length of your breath. So as we slow down the breath, we slow down the body. And the next time you find yourself in a cat pose, rounded in the spine, exhaling all the way, stay there and squeeze out all remaining air from the lungs. Building tension in the body, you can scrunch the toes, squeeze all the muscles in the body, scrunch your face, hold the breath out, building tension, 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 holding for 3, 2, 1, release. Take a deep breath in, sigh it out, and then the right arm sweeps open, we'll just draw circles here. Just working on the shoulder mobility. Change directions. Next time the arm is up, I'm going to weave it through. I'm just going to turn so you can see what I'm doing. Weave the arm through, reaching that opposite direction. Inhale, reaches up towards the sky. Exhale, weave through. Inhale, rise. Exhale, weave, thread the needle, and this time come down to land. So, my right ear is on the ground. Left hand is pressing the ground away, keeping the chest open towards the side wall. And I'm letting my head and shoulder press into the ground, using the strength of this bottom arm for leverage. Hips stay over knees. It might feel better on the stretch to extend the arm up overhead. You might bring even more weight into that shoulder, change the stretch a bit by extending the left leg long. So keep my foot on the ground to begin. And then maybe that foot begins to levitate up. Nice and slow. Momentum is not your friend here. So just reaching in the opposite direction with that foot. Still letting the shoulder and the neck be the kind of star of this pose. So it's all in service of stretching out that shoulder blade and that side neck. Now reversing, foot touches down, knee touches down, hand comes down in front of the face, right arm sweeps open. And that hand touches down. So, left leg sweeps up and back behind you, rolling out that ankle or pressing away through the left leg. Right arm, the one we just stretched out, reaches forward. Extended tabletop pose. So you're reaching forward, reaching back with the leg. And we're bend in the left knee, so the foot's reaching in towards the glutes. The right arm does a backstroke, just like before, but goes to grab the leg. It's okay if it takes a couple tries, or if you can't quite reach. It's okay, we're just reaching towards. Once you grab on, the foot kicks into the hand, opening the chest towards the side wall. So instead of my chest facing the floor, I'm facing it towards the side in a twist, which brings my arm closer to my leg. So once you've got that grip, left fingertips are spread wide. Kick to give the chest and the shoulder a nice stretch. And releasing in reverse, nice and slow. Gentle release, sweeps the arm forward, extends the leg back. Hand touches down. Left knee touches down. Now the left arm sweeps open. And we're just going to begin to draw circles with this arm. So one side might feel different than the other. Not good or bad, not better or worse. It's different, just something to notice. Changing directions. And then next time the arm is up towards the ceiling, like 12 o'clock, we go back to threading. Weave the arm through, reaching. Inhale, back up to start. Exhale, twist and weave. Inhale, rise and stretch. Last time, reach and weave, this time landing the side of the head and the shoulder onto the ground. Really reaching this shoulder all the way towards the right. Right hand's pressing into the ground. I'm using this bottom arm like a kickstand to press more or less to really locate the part on my neck and upper back that feels the best from this stretch. You can keep pressing the hand in front of the face or try extending it forward to give the back a different stretch. You might play with extending the right leg long, pressing the heel back. Slowly float the leg up. Last breath here. And slowly releasing in reverse. Foot touches down, knee touches down, hand comes in front of the face. Lift the left arm up towards the sky, and it touches down to the ground. Right leg reaches up and back behind you. Roll out the ankle a bit. And then flexing in the foot like you're pressing against the wall. Left arm sweeps forward, extended tabletop pose. So abs stay engaged. Don't let yourself dip down like a cow pose. Want to stay long like table. Reaching in opposite directions. Right knee bends, foot comes in towards the glute. Like a backstroke, left arm reaches back for that foot. Once you grab on, foot kicks into hand to open the chest towards the other side, towards the left. And giving the chest and shoulder a stretch. Last deep breath here. Releasing slow motion through extended tabletop. Hand comes down, knee comes down. Nice. Toes tuck under. Press the hips back, giving the feet a bit of a stretch. Arms come forward. Hands pressing to the ground so hard that the elbows stay lifted. And then coming back up. Right foot steps up between the hands. Left foot steps up between the hands. Inhale to a halfway lift. Bring the feet like shoulders distance apart. And exhale, forward fold. So you can be nice and bent in the knees here. Hands come down to the ground. We're just going to bend one knee and then the other, just waking up the legs. It's okay if your legs don't completely straighten out here yet. That's all right. And coming into ragdoll, grab opposite elbows. And give yourself a little frame around your head. Let's give yourself a little rock side to side. Nod your head yes. And shake your head no.
And then releasing the hands, bend in the knees, heel toe the feet together so the big toes touch and the ankles are just a little bit apart. And here we'll roll all the way up to stand, one vertebra at a time. Heavy head comes up last. We're going to do 2 more of those. Chin tucks towards chest. We're rolling down one vertebra at a time. Just let the arms be completely relaxed. Just imagine one part of your spine at a time folding. Keeping the legs straight as can be. It's okay if you can't go down as far. And squeeze the muscles of the legs for stability here. When you've gone as far as you can, we're going to reverse, coming back up, lower back beginning to pull you up. Arms are completely relaxed, just flopped over by the sides. Back up to stand. We got one more like this. Chin tucks towards chest. We're slowly rolling down. So we're working on opening up all of the spaces between the spine today. Beautiful. This time when you come up, arms sweep up overhead. Head tilts back to follow the hands. And exhale, hands down to heart center. We're going to try to face one another. Just tip this up. Nice. Alright. Big toes are touching, a little space between the ankles. Arms sweep up. Fingers interlace. This is called steeple pose. So it's like you're holding your own hand and then you just let index fingers release. There's no space between the palms. And then we bring the arms back, trying to get the biceps behind the ears, but it's okay if they're here. As we begin to open up the shoulders. And then just notice as they reach up, there's a tendency to sway the lower back, but we're going to avoid that. Keep the hips tucked. So there's like a Donald Duck butt, and then like a hunch forward, and right in between. Squeezing the glutes to keep that engaged. Nice long spine. Reach up. Adjust the hips, keeping them nice and long. Zipping in the belly, deep breath in, get tall. Pressing the feet into the ground. And exhale, bend over to the right. Hips press out to the left to counterbalance. So it's like you're making a crescent moon shape with the body. Now the right shoulder is going to have a tendency to pull back. Instead, we're pressing it forward, opening the chest, almost like you're going to open your chest towards the ceiling. And the arms stay straight. Elbows are straight, no bend in them. So pull the arms back. There's a lot of strength in this pose, actually. So we're breathing fully into this left side body, breathing into the ribs, reaching long as if we're going to make our bodies taller. Another full breath here. Bring it back up to start. Whew, okay, going to release the arms. The shoulders a little shake out. Alright. Big toes touching, a little space between the ankles. Inhale, arms sweep up overhead, fingers interlace. Now switch the interlace. Right, so I was just here. Bring the other index finger on top. It's going to feel awkward. But doing the opposite, using the opposite side that we're used to, helps build up new neural pathways in our brains. So, we're up overhead, our hands feel awkward, we're dealing with it. Arms are as far back as they go. Getting nice and tall, check in with the lower back. Slight tuck by zipping in the abdominal muscles. Another deep breath in. And bend over to the left. Hips press out to the right. So we're making a nice lateral bend to the left. Pressing hips over to the right. really opening up this whole side body. Now the left shoulder is going to have a tendency to pull back to compensate. Counteract that. Opening the chest forward, almost like you're going to open up to the ceiling, and then notice if your elbows have started to bend. Straighten them out. Pull the arms back. We're using actual arm strength here to make this happen. Legs are strong, squeezing the legs. Knees are actually a bit lifted from the effort. Full breath here. And last breath. Bring it all the way back up to start. And release the arms down. Bring the legs out a bit. Shake out the arms. Nice. Okay. Beautiful. Okay, so we're standing back up at the top of the mat. Big toes come to touch. Arms sweep up on the inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Little bend in the knees for the descent. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands on shins. Exhale, hands down to the ground. Right foot takes a giant step back. And here, drop the right heel down so the toes are facing the long end of the mat. If I was to draw a line from the back of the front heel to the back foot, it would intersect the arch of the back foot. Cartwheel the arms forward, so a big backstroke, starting with the right hand, to open up to warrior two. It's okay if you need a little help by pressing on that leg to come up. My hips are facing you. They're facing the long end of the mat. They're not facing forward. So pull this hip back. Left knee stays over left ankle. Arms reach out to the sides. We gaze over the front fingertips. I'm pressing into the pinky side edge of my back foot, into the heel of my front foot without gripping the toes. Squeeze the glutes, it'll help open up the hips here. Inhaling, left arm, front arm rises, back arm lowers, side bend. It's called reverse warrior. Exhale, front arm lands on the thigh, back arm reaches up and over, extended side angle. So we're going to float between those two. It's called dancing warrior. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, extended. Following your breath here, just like in cat-cow. Speed of your body informed by the length of your breath. If you want a little strength challenge, when you come down, instead of landing on the elbow, you just reach the arms in opposite direction, using that strength of that front hip. Okay, we're going to come down to land in this side angle fold. So let the arm land on the thigh. This arm comes up and over. Reaching through, just elongating this whole right side of the body. Then we're going to bring both hands down to the inside of this left foot. Turn the toes to face the side. So now both of my toes are facing the long side of the mat. And let your hips sink all the way to the side. It's called Skandasana. It's a deep side squat. So just listen to this knee over my voice. So reaching the arms forward. Here, you might roll onto the right heel. If you're like, there's no way my knees are not doing that, you can be in a tall, higher level side squat and just reaching forward onto blocks. Here we are. If your heel doesn't touch the ground, It's okay, but just see if you can shift the weight back to get it close to it. Walk the hands towards center. So straighten out both legs. So now both my legs are straight. Hands are down, maybe on blocks or the ground. Inhale to a halfway lift, hands on shins. Straight from the side. And exhale, fold forward. Prasarita Padottanasana. Standing wide angle fold. So let the weight come towards the toes without lifting the knees. So we can stack the hips over the knees, over the ankles, instead of reaching back. You might reach your hands out towards the ankles or keep them down on the ground. And here we're just breathing into the backs of the legs. Deep stretch. If you are able to grab onto the ankles, the elbows pull out to help elongate the spine, almost like you're going to get your nose to touch the ground. Right, so here we are, this way. And now we're going to walk the hands towards the back foot. So now the right foot is facing forward. Bend in that knee for a low lunge. Drop the left heel down. If I were to draw a line, the heel would intersect with the middle of the arch of the other foot. And then cartwheel the arms open. Left arm scoops forward like a backstroke, bringing the right arm along for the ride. Nice. Right knee is bent over right ankle. I'm pressing into the back of the pinky side edge of the left foot, into the heel of the front right foot, warrior two. Hips are open towards the long side of the mat. Instead of facing forward, they're open to the side. Squeeze the glutes to keep that alignment. Inhaling, right arm reaches up as we bend back. Reverse warrior. The knee stays over the ankle. There's a tendency to want to extend it out. We want to keep it bent. And then extended side ankle. Arm lands on top of the thigh. Opposite arm reaches over. Connecting it to breath, we inhale to reverse. Exhale, extended side ankle. Following your own breath here. This time we'll land in extended side angle. Knee over ankle, reaching through the left fingertips, pressing through the pinky side edge of the left foot, really lengthening that side of the body. We'll let the hands come down to the inside of the right foot. Turn the toes so they're facing the long side of the mat, same as the back foot. Bend even deeper into that knee. You're rolling onto the heel of the left foot. And arms reach forward, so reaching almost like at an angle on the inside of the spine. And walking the hands back in onto blocks or onto the ground. And bring it back up to that middle point. All right. So, here, toes are in alignment, heels are in alignment, hands reach down to the ground. The left hand comes to the middle and the right arm is going to sweep up, bringing the hips with it. Let the hips go with it to get a nice deep stretch on the inner left groin. We're breathing here. It might feel good for the neck to look up, but if not, just keep the head down towards the hand if you feel yourself feeling a little lightheaded. And then the right hand comes down to the ground, left arm sweeps up. Let the hips go with the movement as you sweep this left arm open. Release the left arm back down to the ground. We'll bend in the knees, bring the heels in, the toes out, and come up to our goddess pose. I'm trying to get my knees over my ankles, hips stay tucked, chest over shoulders over hips. Here we are. Hands release down onto the hips, and you thumbs in, and here we're just gonna let ourselves bend side to side. So I'm sending one shoulder dip. This helps open the hips and the spine. All right. I'm gonna bring it back up to stand. Let's actually do that. Bring the feet back together. Big toes come to touch, hands come to rest on the hips. Let the right knee open out to the side. It's like a cabinet door opening. Drag it in, toes can stay on the ground. Squeezing the glutes, and then just notice if you're sinking into this left hip. And just pull it up. Like there's a string pulling you up from the crown of your head towards the sky. And this foot can come up to the inner calf. You can stay at the ankle. Or you might even play with bringing it to the inner thigh. Either way, the hips are pressing forward, 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 and it's going to help bring the tension between the foot and the leg. That's the trick here. Squeezing in towards center line is going to keep the pose together. And here, since we've been working on opening the shoulders and the chest, we can work on a reverse prayer. So I'm going to turn around to show you what that looks like. Okay. So you're in your tree pose. Maybe the hands come out to the sides. They reach back. And they come together, like prayer pose. Flip it. Working your way up towards between the shoulder blades. And what's nice about this is the only way to really get there is to have the chest nice up and open. If you're hunching forward, you won't really be able to reach back. It's like a nice deep stretch on your wrists too. If you're working on your wrist stretches, Katie, I know you are. And then how do you get the chest open? You have to pull the shoulders back. All right, we're going to release the hands first so that you have some stability, and release that foot second. Okay, so now the left knee opens out to the side. We drag it in. Hands can be on the hips to begin. That helps stabilize. Pull the foot in and up. Anywhere but the knee. We don't want it to land on the knee. You can land below or above, just fine. Squeezing the glutes, pressing the hips forward. So one side might feel different than the other, and that's all right. We're just noticing it. Maybe the arms go for a second attempt at that stretch. And even having your hands down like this behind the back can help open up the chest. And just resetting when you fall out. It's all good. It's just yoga. All right, release the hands, release the legs. Let's just shake it out.
Professional bending with some avatar stuff. Yeah. I know, I thought it would be funny, but to name this class Professional Bending. But yeah, I'm sure a bunch of people are sad about Avatar not being a bigger part of this class.
All right, so lymphatic shaking, we're just gonna like kind of let it all jiggle. So how we're gonna make that happen, you just bend in the knees, lift up the heels, and then when you drop down, just let it all go. There's really no wrong way of doing this. You can also just jump in place. If you have a trampoline, that works too. We're just shaking it out, like the elbows bend, side to side. So there's an opportunity to release all tension. Shake the hands out. I just try to get into my shoulders because that's really where I hold tension. And take up like the whole surface of your mat too. Get the legs. We're going to go into our breath of joy.
This is a 4-part breath.
It's 3 sips of air in that equal 1 big breath and 1 big ha on the exhale. So bend in the knees. On the inhale, it's like a third, like 33% of air in, 33% of air in, the remaining 34% of air in. And then exhale, ha, and it goes back. So we go in, out, ha, in, ha, out, in, ha, ha. Two more. Ha! Last one. Ha! Okay. Just take a moment here. Just catch your breath. Hands can come onto the heart or onto the belly. Just feel your heartbeat. Just see what was created there. Any heat, any emotion. Beautiful. All right, we're going to take it back down to the ground. You can take a sip of water here if necessary. All right, so we're finding our way down to the ground. Beautiful. 4 minutes. Okay. Here's what I'd like to do. I'm going to bring a mat or blanket or ask you guys to bring one, so let's not do that actually. We're going to kind of come down onto kneeling. And here you can put blocks on either side of your ankles and the outside parts if you have them. If not, I'll show you some different variations. Basically, what we're going to do is similar to what we did in the beginning of class with the arm sweeps. You're going to bring the right hand down onto the block, where you can tuck your toes under and use your heel. And then sweep the arm open here. It's called half camel. And then we're going to sweep in front. Grab onto the left heel or the block. And sweep open on this side. Half camel on the other side. So just kind of finding your tracking here to begin. So that without looking, you kind of in your mind's eye know where your heel or that block is. And then you can begin to open that movement up a bit more. Reaching all the way forward and all the way back. We're just opening up these spaces on your spine. So it's your spine, your body, you know what feels good. Or maybe you don't, that's why we're exploring it. So you kinda gotta try it out. Alright. So next time your right hand lands on the heel, your left arm is up and over. We're going to hold here, and the breathing continues. So the body holds, breathing continues. So here we are, reaching in this direction. See if you can open up the chest towards the ceiling, reaching the arm back. Squeeze in the glutes so we're not completely snapped in the middle of our lower backs, right? Chin stays kind of tucked, looking up towards the ceiling. And we bring it to the side first. We'll bend in the knees, hips go back. We'll bring it over to the left side. Hips press forward once more, squeeze in the glutes to protect the lower back. Right arm is reaching up and over. And then maybe playing with opening the chest towards the ceiling, arm reaching back. Still breathing fully. So sometimes our bodies can go further than we can breathe. And that's not really helpful to us. We want to stay breathing the entire time. It can be more difficult to breathe. We don't want it to be impossible to breathe. All right, back to center. We'll bring the knees just hips distance apart. Toes can stay tucked under or release down. And then we've been working on this. Does this help? This helps. With the hips, so we're not arching the hips back. We're straightening the back. You want to be bending the spine from below the neck to above the lower back. So it's just this part behind the lungs. Yeah? Transverse spine, the T-spine. Right. Here, hands come onto the lower back if you're putting your hands in high-waisted jeans pockets. Press the hips forward. Raise the chest up. Maybe the hands come down onto the heels or those blocks. Still the hips are pressing forward. Chest is lifting up. It might feel good to let the head back. Ustrasana, camel pose. So here, keep the shoulders away from the ears. Everything's opening up, lifting up. Full breathing here, even in the contortion of the posture. We're going to reverse just the way we went in. So hands come to the lower back. Chin tucks towards chest. Support, support, support. Up to neutral. Whew. Okay. Big toes come to touch. Send the hips back. Open up the knees. And gently come forward into our child's pose. Throwing the head, rest down on the ground. Maybe giving the rock side to side, a forehead massage. I'm not even pressing into the ground necessarily, I'm just letting my arms kind of fall down by the sides. And you roll up to seated. Turn to face, belly side up, knees hug in towards the chest. Roll it back, nice and gentle. Give yourself a little rock side to side. And let the knees fall over to the right. Right hand comes to land on top of the left knee. Left arm opens up like the letter T. Palm face open to the sky. Supta Matsundrasana, supine spinal twist. Head comes back up through center, knees come up through center. Let the knees fall over to the left. Left hand comes to land on top of the right knee. Right shoulder opens up like the letter T. Palm face open to the sky. And the head turns to face that extended arm. Let your head come up through center, knees come up through center, give the knees a nice squeeze in. And notice, is there any last motion or position or stretch that would feel good in your body? And work through that right now. Any last movement, wiggle. If you want to grab a blanket for our Savasana final relaxation pose, now is the time, whatever preparations you'd like. Making sure if that last pose has two sides, go ahead, take that second side now. And we'll work our way into Shavasana, final relaxation pose with belly up. I'll be seated up just so I can speak to you instead of talking to the floor. But laying straight on your back, flat on your back. Palms land face up towards the sky, 6 inches from the body, a symbol, a mudra of receptivity. Allow yourself to receive the full benefits of all your effort here today. Legs land down the length of the mat. If this brings pain or discomfort to your lower back, you can place a rolled up towel or a pillow below your knees to keep a nice little bend, and that's going to relieve a lot of pressure. Either way, the feet land at least a foot apart. Legs are so relaxed that the feet naturally, ankles splay open to the sides. The eyes can close if that's comfortable. Not a soft gaze at the ceiling. We'll end just the way we started, with 3 deep breaths. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Audible sigh. And just allowing the breath to return to a normal pace, in and out through the nose if that's available. Let your exhalations become longer and deeper than your inhalations. And every exhale sinks you deeper into your backside body, like lead sinking into hot sand. And release the throat by giving a little swallow.
And relax the jaw by inviting space between top and bottom teeth. Tongue falls away from the roof of the mouth. And all the muscles around the lips and mouth relax. Eyelids just gently touching, eyes resting heavy in their sockets. Eyebrows unfurrow as the space between them broadens, relaxing the whole forehead. And all the muscles surrounding the ears, the head relax. Neck and throat release. Shoulders melt away. Upper arms and elbows relax. Lower arms and wrists release. And the palms, backs of the hands, knuckles, fingers, fingertips, all brimming with potential creativity. Rest. Upper, middle, and lower back, relax. Chest naturally rises and falls with the breath. Belly naturally rises and falls with the breath. Hips, glutes, pelvis rest heavy. Thighs and knees relax. Lower legs and ankles relax. Ankles, heels, arches of the foot, tops of the feet and toes all rest. Whole body resting. Whole body sinking, held by this earth. Whole body integrating all of the effort that you put in. Allow for everything that did and did not happen in class today. Know that in yoga, practice makes practice. Nothing more, nothing less. And gently invite your inhalations to become longer and deeper than your exhalations. Invite some movement back into the body, wiggling fingers and toes. Head can gently rock side to side. And the arms can reach up overhead for a full body stretch. Knees bend and hug in towards the body. You can roll over to one side, landing in a fetal position, fully relaxed and fully supported by the earth below you. In this position, supported by the earth, bring to mind any intention or dedication you set for class today. If that intention serves you, take it with you off the mat and into the world. Allow it to affect you and the people around you for the rest of your day. Gently, with little effort as possible, eyes can even stay closed. Press your hands into the ground to come up to a seated position, just like how we started class. Sukhasana, easy sitting pose. Hands come to meet at heart center, palms pressed together in Anjali Mudra. Today we practice opening up the different vertebra of the spine through different movements, lateral bending, folding, and back bending. The first namaste is said silently to yourself, thanking your body for the effort it put into class. And the second namaste is said out loud to one another. Namaste. Namaste. Thank you, friends, for joining me. I hope you found something in class that serves you. And I hope you're feeling well. If you were in class yesterday, I hope this was good and supplemental to you. Try to work on different body parts so nobody's too sore. Keep it kind of gentle. But yeah, it is Monday, so starting the day off, try to start the day off strong. Or the week off centered. Obviously, I'm very daydreamy. But yeah, I enjoyed that. I feel better. I hope you do too. Well, I'm always available for questions. You can always send me a direct message or a text or a whisper here on Twitch, whatever it looks like. And I'll do my best to answer your questions about class, about practice. And yeah, it was great practicing together today.